The Lynchburg Hillcats wrap up a series with the Wilmington Blue Rocks tomorrow. Hillcats look to take the series 3-1 before hitting the road this weekend. On Tuesday, I had a chance to catch up with Erik Wilson. He's the voice of the Hillcats, does a fine job. You can hear him on 105.5 KD Country if you're in the Lynchburg area, or at kdcountry.com or lynchburg-hillcats.com. Erik talks about the team, the start for the team, manager Luis Salazar, and much, much more, as well as the daily routine of a minor league baseball announcer. It's Erik Wilson, voice of the Hillcats, on the Sports Buffet podcast.
The Lynchburg Hillcats have been lucky over the past few years to have great broadcasters like John Schaefer, Scott Bacon, and Erik Wilson falls right into line, and more importantly, good people over there at City Stadium. Erik joins me now on the Sports Buffet podcast, and Erik, the Hillcats have been playing very good ball here in the first half, of about 5 games in front of second place, and I know they've taken 2 out of 3 of their last few series. What's been going right for the Cats right now?
Really a whole lot of everything, Bob. I mean, they're swinging the bats really well. They had just an absolute phenom in Evan Gaddis early on in the season. He's been called up ever since the beginning of May, but he had 9 home runs and 29 RBIs in the shortened month of April. And that has been a loss felt in the lineup, but the Hillcats still hitting among the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, scoring in the top 2, and basically every offensive category you go down the list: home runs, RBIs, runs scored, and stolen bases as well. The team can run. They're right at the top of the league, and the pitching staff is coming around. There's a few bumps in the road every couple of nights, but the starting pitching is really doing extremely well. Right-hander J.R. Grant's probably the standout, who can throw 95 miles an hour and at times 97, 98, and he's really been lights out. Him and Cody Martin, I believe, are still among the top 10 in the league in ERA individually.
I think at the major league level, obviously a good manager is important, but at the minor league level, a good coach is really important too, and good manager, because they're developing the young kids. You've been around the team now a couple years. What have you seen out of Luis Salazar that you think makes him a good fit for a Class A ball club?
Well, he's an extremely good manager, especially for the younger levels like the advanced A level, because just his sheer enjoyment and personality on the field. He loves coming to the ballpark every day. He loves working with young talent and helping these players get better. In fact, probably even more so than he would enjoy working with a seasoned veteran up near the AAA or Major League level. He just has that feel, can relate to the players. He knows how to talk to them. He knows how to calm them down. He knows how to get them to relax, which a lot of these guys trying to prove themselves, that can be the biggest thing standing in their way.
Yeah, and if you need any more of an inspirational person out there, I don't know where you're going to find one more than Luis Salazar, because I believe it was last year. I mean, the man almost lost his life, lost his eye, with that foul ball hit by Brian McCann. Based on coming back from that, I mean, I think somebody like that would kind of, you wouldn't fault them if they were bitter or upset or whatnot, but I take it with Luis, that's not the case.
Absolutely not. The polar opposite of that. He's been nothing but positive ever since he's come back. He's been completely open talking about it, all the things that went on between getting a new prosthetic guy, whether it was the temporary one last year or the permanent one that he had placed in during the off season. He comes back to the ballpark smiling after those trips and wanting to show off the new prosthetic guy. I mean, he's been so impressed with how the whole situation has played out and how actually normal his life got back to being so quickly. I mean, not only that's not only the medical technology we have, but really just him as a person. I mean, it was nothing short of remarkable how quickly he was able to rehab from losing his eye and fracturing his arm from that accident 2 spring trainings ago. I mean, everyone I talked to in the Braves organization were just baffled by the fact that he was picking up a fungo a couple weeks later and hitting the first ball he tossed in the air without problem. I mean, he did things as simple as drinking a glass of water as part of his rehab, just because of the depth perception and getting used to only having the one eye, and he passes flying colors every step of the way.
I think a minor league team, too, doesn't get maybe the bonding time that a major league team does right away, but, I mean, throughout the season they're together a ton and on the bus and, everything like that. Talk about the camaraderie of this team in terms of, I hate to make it sound like high school or college ball, but, I mean, they're together just as much as those guys are in terms of a bonding experience, and how much can that be helping the team too?
Yeah, and coming from a broadcaster's perspective, my second year with the team, I feel extremely lucky with the two clubhouses I've had to deal with these past 2 years. Last year's group of guys, they were all just a great group of guys that seemed to get along with everybody, very open and very willing to help out the team, especially at the minor league level, willing to do appearances, willing to do things for fun at the stadium, and that's just carried over to this year. Another group of young guys. Most of these guys were at rookie ball or low A last year, and most of them played together at Rome last year, so there is that. A lot of them are 2011 draftees, so they're still new to the organization. And in spring training, some of the top prospects are going to be with the major league club playing with the big guys, and other guys are going to be scattered around the minor league field. So, yeah, they don't get that playing time camaraderie so much in the preseason, but spending so much time during the season together, that comes along pretty quickly, and all these guys have pretty much a pretty good head on their shoulders, and they all have a good outlook here on the season, and really haven't seen any attitudes separate themselves. It's just been kind of one fun-loving unit out there playing ball.
What is one thing that you think the guys would like to do better or pick up, maybe that they were doing well at the beginning but have kind of slumped in here lately?
Well, I guess the one thing to point out would be just they lost in Evan Gaddis. And Evan Gaddis, I mentioned him a little earlier, he had 9 home runs through the first not even a month of the season. So since he's gone, the power numbers have dipped a little bit. The run production, it dipped severely the first week, and now it's picked up. Recently they averaged 7 runs a game. I think they scored exactly 7 runs a game this past weekend and had a 10-run game last week. So that's coming back. But still, home runs have been a little harder to come by with some of these guys. So they're probably thinking that they need to be better run producers, losing that big bat in the middle of the lineup. But that's going to come from everybody. Everyone's going to start swinging the bat hotter, I think, as the summer goes on. People see more pitches, and the guys just continue to develop. And you talked to Bobby Moore, the hitting coach, and he likes to focus on trying not to think about things like that. He's more so you hear him in the cages every day saying you just want to focus on hitting those fastballs, drive through the ball, and you'll get the lift, you'll get the home runs, they'll come. But I know some of these guys are probably thinking about that. They want to try and boost those numbers and try and increase some of this run scoring for the team going forward.
I haven't seen a lot of minor league parks in my day, so I don't know if parks are really tailored to one team or not. But does the style of ball that Salazar and Lynchburg like to play fit with City Stadium?
I think it probably does. From what I've heard about City Stadium, you talk to the pitching coach, Derek Patel, he'll tell you it's a hitter's park, and that's pretty typical for a pitching coach. But I think he's got a point. It plays a little smaller than some of the fields in the league. And then as far as the infield goes, I think I've gotten the impression that our infield grass might be a shade longer than some of the other fields in the league, so that's going to slow down balls getting through the infield. And we've got some talented prospects on our infield. Nick Ahmed's got some of the best range in the league, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find a ball that he can't get to. Then you have guys like Tommy LaStella at second base, who some project that he might be a corner outfielder at some point in the future, but he's shown the ability to get to some balls in the hole this year as well. And then at third base is Edward Salcedo, who I think would probably appreciate the taller grass. He's a guy who transferred from shortstop a little bit. Last year he played some third base, but he was still mixing in up the middle. And now this year a permanent transition to the hot corner. And I think getting a little extra time could help him, as the reactionary plays have been the tough ones to get used to for him. He's got decent footwork. He can charge a ball better than anybody. But on the hot shot plays where it's a reaction one step one way or the other, that can throw him a little bit of a curveball there, and trying to use his hands to adjust to a tough hop is kind of tough for him.
For people who might think that a minor league broadcaster just shows up, does some preparation, and then does the games, I know that's dead wrong. Take me through the normal day of an Erik Wilson for a home game.
Oh, for a home game, well, it is a long day, that's for sure. We've got office hours here, like any other office, 9 to 5. We're got to be here to take phone calls in case someone wants to order tickets to come to the game. That's not just the ticket manager's job. We're a pretty small operation here in Lynchburg, so we've got about 7 full-time staff members, and I think that includes our head groundskeeper, who is our head sales guy in the off-season, but during the season, obviously, he's going to be on the field, raking the dirt and mowing the grass every day, so he can't be in the office too often. So the rest of us try to pick up some of that slack. But yeah, you come into the office, for me personally, I'm doing game notes, getting the media notes prepared for any of the local media that's coming by or on the email list that want to know how the team's doing. I'll put together the stat packs for the media and the coaches so that they know how everything's going on around the league. And from then on, kind of preparing myself, handling any media requests if someone wants to talk to a member of the team, and basically anything else that pops up. If there's an emergency at the stadium and we need to clean out the concourse or the bathrooms or an inflatable falls off the back wall, we have to go out there to pick it up and get everything set for the game time that night. So basically kind of wearing multiple hats around here, but for the most part trying to get ready for the game for the 6:05 or 7:05 start.
And I know one of the ugliest four-letter words in the world to some of you guys, especially, you guys don't have a grounds crew per se, but if it rains, that can be bad news. Talk about the tails of the tarp.
Yeah, tarp pull. Actually, this morning we came in at 8 a.m., so we were here an hour early to pull the tarp off the field. Got a lot of rain last night, but yeah, whenever it rains, we've got Darren Johnson, our groundskeeper, going over the radio, calling all hands on deck to be on tarp alert or hustle out to the field. We've got to put the tarp on the field because that's obviously priority number one. Everything you're doing in the office or preparing yourself for what you need to do that night at the game comes secondary to making sure the field is playable. Because if the field's not playable, guess what? There is no game.
Right. How tough is it getting that thing on and off?
I mean, it's not hard to put it on. To be honest, you can put the tarp on with some difficulty. With 4 or 5 people, you could probably get it done. When it rains and the tarp is already on the field, that's when you need a good 10 to a dozen people or more. You got to dump the tarp out in right field to get all the water off it, then drag it back, and then fold it up. And that tarp can get pretty heavy after a good downpour.
Well, I was going to say, Eric, we did a couple Alta Vista girls basketball games together, and you look like a pretty in-shape guy. And to me, that's kind of got to be tough, too, to, have a quote-unquote normal life during baseball season.
Yeah, you don't get many chances to take personal time to go for a run or go work out or do any other athletic playing sports. I'm a guy who would want to be playing some basketball or some pick of football or baseball sometimes if I had the time. But yeah, we put in some long hours during the season, and when you do have spare time, you're probably trying to catch up on some sleep. So it's tough. But in the off season, you kind of get back into that routine.
Final thing, Eric, definitely appreciate your time. We look forward to doing this again down the road. Talk about City Stadium and, high A baseball in terms of it. Really kind of, to me, every time I've been, it's really geared towards, families and just friends and coworkers hanging out, having a good time, and watching some baseball. Talk about what you love about being with the Hillcats.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on a lot of the mainstay points about minor league baseball. We get emails every week about special promotions that are going on around the other hundreds of minor league ball clubs around the country, and everyone's always picking ideas off of other teams, and it really is just focused on providing a night out for the family. It's fun to watch the baseball, and you do get good, maybe 5 to 10% of your crowd is going to be hardcore baseball fans who are following the minor leagues and trying to see their favorite prospects who are coming up to their favorite team in a few years. But 90% of the people there are families of 4 who are looking for an affordable way to take their kids out and have a good time, grab a hot dog or a burger at the ballpark, and cheer with the rest of the crowd and be with the community and just enjoy a night out. And that's what we try to provide. We do games on the field. We do other types of contests where you can do a trivia game and win prizes, all types of things like that. And of course, all the favorite ballpark fare on the food on the concourse for the food concessions that people like to enjoy, kind of specifically at the ballpark, I think. And that just adds to the special occasion that it is to come out to a game.
Well, if people haven't checked out the Hillcats playing good ball right now, leading the first half. I definitely encourage them to check it out. And if you can't go to the game, you're never losing out if you listen to 105.5 KD Country or at Lynchburg-Hillcats.com to Erik Wilson's call of the game. Eric, as always, we appreciate it, and we look forward to talking to you down the road.
Anytime, Bob. I